In my own opinion, the events that transpired yesterday morning in the Formula One world between Christian Horner and Red Bull Racing is just the first big domino to fall, and there's going to be plenty more, so just stay tuned for that. But if you haven't heard by now, Christian Horner, who's been with Red Bull for over 20 years, has left the team. And this right here comes as a big surprise. Like last year, we all knew eventually this day was going to come, but for it to finally happen, it's like, wow, it actually happened. I'm surprised that Red Bull finally had the courage to move on from Christian Horner. But why did they wait so long? Let's rewind this here. So last year, we headed into the 2024 season, and Max Verstappen's coming off a dominant 2023 season, but the second driver has still got question marks surrounding him, which is Sergio Perez. So they still ride with Sergio Perez in 2024, so Christian Horner doesn't really have a lot going for him at the time. So a scandal gets brought up here, and Christian Horner goes to court. He's deemed innocent, but still people are hating on him. Beyond me. But yeah, Christian Horner beats the allegations, and we just look like, you know what, this Red Bull team, they may be starting to get back together and all the drama going away. Then we go to the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, and we're seeing in the paddock pictures being floating around on the internet of Jos Verstappen and Christian Horner in a very heated argument. Jos Verstappen is the father of Max Verstappen, a multiple-time world champ. And when we saw this happening, all we did as Formula One fans was just start building conclusions. Christian Horner gone, Max Verstappen to Mercedes for Aston Martin. It just, a lot of things transpired from that one picture of this arguing. And obviously nothing happened, and they moved on. It's not like Red Bull could fire Christian Horner because he's been very successful, and you really can't go and say, hey, you're not good enough, so we're going to fire you because of these results. Like, you can't do that. They didn't have nothing to fire him, so they kept him on. It was a safe PR move and HQ move for Red Bull not to do it. So they moved on. They raced the 2024 season with a mask over their face, knowing that deep down that Red Bull organization was just falling apart. Big names after big names just leaving the organization. And at the end of the 2024 season, Red Bull was crap. The second driver, Sergio Perez, wasn't good enough. He got the boot in December. And Christian Horner was a very big supporter of Liam Lawson. Liam Lawson came into the team in 2025, and after two races at the Australian Grand Prix and the Chinese Grand Prix, and also had a sprint race there, Liam Lawson was sacked. He was sent back to the Visa Cash App Racing Bulls team, which he raced in 2024 and also in 2023, but under the name of AlphaTauri. Liam Lawson just didn't work out, and Christian Horner was a very big supporter of him. And I believe after the Chinese Grand Prix race weekend, Horner kind of lost a lot of respect in the inner Red Bull circle. And from that point on, we just seen Max Verstappen just become more talkative about it, because Verstappen was a very big supporter of Liam Lawson. I don't know if you remember at the time, it was at the beginning of the year, and things at the beginning of the year right now seem like a blur. But Verstappen was a very big supporter of Liam Lawson, and when it happened, he was kind of upset. And they put Tsunoda in the car. He didn't do much better, and Christian Horner just couldn't get it right. He's had so much years and time with this team here to get that second driver right, but he hasn't. He's failed to do so, and it seems that right now is the time to do it. The second driver isn't performing, and they're mathematically out of the World's Constructors Championship of McLaren. They're definitely not going to chase Ferrari nor Mercedes. They're in their own league in fourth place. They're not going to do any better nor do any worse. So Red Bull views this as a time to get a new leadership in and to make a change. They're bringing in Laurent Mekies with Visa Cash App Racing Bulls. I think this is a phenomenal hire. Laurent Mekies has been in Formula One for many years. He's most notably been with Ferrari. And he was with the FIA and Visa Cash App Racing Bulls. So he's a very good politician with the FIA. So I would expect Red Bull to be very, very lenient with a couple of things. I think the FIA is going to help them out. And, a lot of people want to joke about British bias. I think the bias is going to be given towards Red Bull because of Mekies' ties with the FIA. But yeah, Laurent Mekies a great hire for Red Bull. But replacing him at Visa Cash App Racing Bulls is Alan Permane. He was with Alpine, Renault a couple of years ago with Otmar Szafnauer and that crew. Obviously, things didn't pan out there, but he looks like he's found himself on his own 2 feet, running a top-tier organization. Visa Cash App Racing Bulls isn't a slouch. They're very competitive. And, so these two teams are fulfilled. But Christian Horner is on the sidelines now. And he's twiddling his thumbs. But how long is he going to be doing that? I don't think he's going to be doing that too long at all. I think he's too darn good to be sitting on the sideline. And I think the two teams that are going to be very interested in him are going to be Ferrari and Alpine. Obviously, Ferrari, back in May, there were rumors that they were considering bringing him in to replace Frederick Vasseur because of performances. And obviously, those rumors died down. But now with Horner out of a job, I think he may entertain those little things being brought up here and now about Ferrari. So we'll see how things go there. But the most likely thing is Christian Horner going to Alpine. He has a bromance, if you will, with Flavio Briatore. And Alpine right now was team principal list. They don't have one. And obviously they're going to bring a CEO in at the end of the year. And this right here, it's just a perfect match made in heaven right here for Christian Horner. He's going to go to Alpine. He's going to be under the supervision of a very great longtime friend in Flavio Briatore. I just see it happening. I think that organization, if they had him, they're going to be competitive next year for Mercedes Power Unit engines. And what would it be like next year? The scenes in the paddock if Christian Horner shows up to the Australian Grand Prix with an Alpine with a Mercedes Power Unit and is better than the actual Mercedes team. Toto Wolff. That would be insane. Imagine the scenes on Twitter, social media like Instagram, Facebook, you name it. Social media would explode. So Christian Horner here, he's going to have a very big decision to make. I think Alpine is the most logical one. But yeah, I don't think he's going to be on the sidelines for too long. But what do you think happens to Christian Horner? Does he go to Ferrari? Does he go to Alpine? Or does he go somewhere that I'm not talking about? I am very curious to know. And how will Laurent Mekies do as the new Red Bull team principal and CEO? He's carrying a lot of weight over to a team that is much more dominant and much more successful than Visa Cash App Racing Bulls. Is the pressure too high for him? Or will he just survive and make it through? Comment down below. Very curious to know.